Hi guys, welcome to Garage Gym Session. So today I'm going to take you through my top 5 tips for squats. So number 1 is the setup angle. Now you can get really technical about this, or you can just go through a very simple but effective, quick way of finding something that works pretty well, and that is to relax. Jump up, land naturally, and what you'll find is your toes will always be turned out very slightly. Your feet are usually wider than your hips, and you should feel stable and balanced. Okay, so it's a really good start position to have. As you squat more, you can adjust this depending what feels better, but ultimately, if it feels good or it feels right, it probably is. Number 2 is activation. Now, lots of people forget to do this, but it's a really useful way of making sure you're stable and balanced as you squat. And it's very simple. All you do is imagine your feet are glued to the floor, and then you want to try and pull them apart laterally, so this way. And what you'll find is your glutes and the front of your quads will really switch on and activate, and you'll feel them almost like an achy burn. And what that's going to do is keep everything engaged as you descend and give you a lot more balance and stability. Number 3 is position. Now, if you've not squatted before, this is a really good tip to help with that. It's called the walk down technique. So what you want to do is lean away from a solid surface like the side of the rack. You're going to lean back so your fingertips are touching it, and then you're going to walk down until you can find a position at least 90 degrees. Don't worry about going any lower yet. 90 is where we're aiming for. And then you want to try and be able to hold it there in balance. Now if you lean forwards and hit your head, your weight's too far forwards. And vice versa, if you lean back and fall back, your weight's too far back. So you want to be able to find a position where you can hold here for about 10 seconds, and that's a really good solid start position. Other things that's really important to remember here are to keep your head up, to keep your chest up, and make sure you're sitting back over your heels like you're sitting down on an imaginary chair. Point number 4 is speed. Now this largely depends on how much weight you're lifting, but ultimately you always want to be nice and you want to be slower in your descent and quicker in your ascent. So a really good tempo to work with is a 3-0-1 tempo. So that's down for 1, 2, 3 seconds till you get to your required depth, and up for 1. Now you can play around with this depending on what your training outcome is, but that's a really good speed to start at. What's also really important is your breath. So as you squat down, you breathe in, hold your breath at the bottom of the movement to create extra intra-abdominal pressure and stability, and breathe out when you come up. Point number 5 is intent. Depending on how much you are squatting, you need to put as much effort into the upward part of the movement as possible, and your hips should be assisting with that process. So on the way up, you will be driving your hips forwards and slightly up, squeezing your glutes together, making sure that you're using as much power as you've got down below to really drive yourself and the bar upwards. So now I'm going to take you through a few demo reps to show you what it looks like. It's really important to just work at your own ability level. So if you're a beginner, you start light, work on getting your technique solid first. You want high reps or high volume reps at a low intensity, low weight. If you're advanced, then it will be the opposite. So you'll be looking at higher intensity weights at a lower volume. And if you're intermediate, it'll be somewhere in the middle. So moderate weights, moderate intensity. Hope those are helpful. Please drop a comment or ask any questions down below. Happy squatting.